So give me all of you in exchange for me. Just give me all of you in exchange for.
Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we created this look using some new products that I got from the Sephora VIB sale, and we also kind of dived into a life update and what's been going on in my life since we last did a chit chat get ready with me. So if you want to see how I got this look, or if you're just a little nosy and want to kind of get into what I've been up to, please keep watching and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's been so long since I filmed. Okay, anyway, I have already done my brows. As you can see, I use the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I like it. I don't know if I actually like the color, but I think it's okay. I think I could go a little bit lighter with the color, but I'm okay with it. This is an ebony, so yeah, tried that for the first time. Not as similar to the MAC one like I thought, but it's fine. And then I just prep my skin with the YSL blotting lotion. So that's what I use, and then I just use a little setting powder to just set the primer in. So we're gonna get started on the eyes. We're going to use the Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette. I'm going to start out with yeah, First Class right here as my transitions shade. I know there are people who just watch my get ready with me videos and they don't watch my vlog, so I like to do a little update every now and again just to keep people in the know with me that don't watch me on a weekly basis. I'm so excited to use this palette, you guys, because when Huda comes out with a new palette, it's like a dream for me. I've loved her palettes for years and years and years. So what has been going on with you guys? With me, I have started a new job. So I am a bartender at a golf course now. It is in Fredericksburg. I am super into it. I love it. As you guys know, or if you don't know, if you didn't watch my last get ready with me, I got my bartending license. I think my last get ready with me, I was getting ready to start the course for my bartending license, but I didn't actually start yet. But now I have officially gotten my license. I love it so much. I'm gonna go in with Apologetic right here. Oop, that one. And just deepen it up just a little bit. Ooh. There we go. Yeah, that one right there, that guy. So I really love being a bartender. I just love it. It's so fun for me, and I'm not like going off a specific look, you guys. I'm just literally just kind of playing with this palette for the very first time and just kind of seeing how I like it, which I know I'm gonna love it because I love all of Huda's like glitter shades and everything like that. But yeah, I love being a bartender. I've been working there now for almost 2 weeks, and it is just so much fun. I love the camaraderie and the buzz around just like mixing drinks. It's a lot of beer. It's not too many mixing of drinks, but I still really enjoy it when I do get to like make like green tea shots or a margarita or something like that. I really do enjoy that. I like it a lot. It has been keeping me super busy, so I haven't really been vlogging that much as I've been getting like more and more into the job and everything. But I am back vlogging today actually, and yeah, staying up with that. I have a little tea in my tumbler here. I got lip filler the other day, so I'm really not supposed to be using a straw, but I have to. I love it. I know that this is like what I'm supposed to do. I've worked in restaurants before a bunch of times, and yeah, I've just always loved like kind of working in a restaurant and just like that kind of vibe. So I'm glad to be back in it after working in the beauty industry for just forever. So now I'm just going to go in the outer corner with just a little bit darker with faux fur, and I'm gonna wing it out just a little bit. So just like a little bit on there and keep it close to the lash line. Yeah, you guys, I love being back in like the hospitality kind of industry and things like that. I'm really into it. My dad, I think I mentioned this last time, my dad is in the hospitality industry. He's been in the hospitality industry. That's what he went to college for. And I've just always really loved it. I'm actually gonna go in a little bit darker with She Rich and just kind of deepen it up even more, because the faux fur is not giving as deep as I thought. So yeah, so just a little bit of, oh, it's She Rich, like that. Then I'm just gonna go back in with the fluffy brush and just blend that out. So I love working in the hospitality industry, and it is definitely something for me. I do still take makeup appointments, even though I claimed that I wasn't going to be doing it, just for the sake of, for one, I have bills. For two, I'm trying to move to DC. I've said that for going on a year now almost. Back in September of last year, I've decided that I wanted to move to DC. So I've always like kind of said that that's what I want to do. So just any little bit that can help me save up for that, that's what I want to do. I'm actually gonna take that She Rich color again and create like a little wing, like looks like a wing, and then we'll clean it up obviously. I definitely am where I want to be. And I think my ultimate goal would be like to own my own business in like the restaurant hospitality industry. My dad does a lot of catering and all of that stuff, like, you know, on his own. He doesn't necessarily have a business. He does it like freelance, but I could definitely see myself like getting into it and just like either working events or owning my own restaurant slash bar, and being like, and getting into like bar management, and that being like my next career focus. So yeah, I'm really hyped to see where this next journey in the hospitality industry takes me. But I could definitely see myself getting into restaurant ownership and things like that. I've always just seen myself more entrepreneurial minded anyway. There was a chance that I was going back to the beauty industry. I did interview, and I'm not even the one who applied, which this really bothers me about jobs. Let me just say this. A company reached out to me. I'm not gonna say which company because it's a moot point now, but a company had ended up reaching out to me about potentially being a account coordinator for their brand, a fragrance company. And they reached out to me through LinkedIn, saw my resume, everything like that, and they ended up not moving forward with me. Now, don't get me wrong, I get it. There are people who probably have more experience than me, and I haven't been working in the industry, especially in the management side of the industry, in a very long time. So I do understand why there is the potential that I'm not gonna, like, you know, get the position, but I didn't even apply for it. You guys reached out to me and they decided to go move forward with someone else. Like, I didn't even get through the second round of interviews, and I just thought that was a little annoying because, I don't know, I just was really onto like my bartending stuff, and then they kind of put that on hold for me because I'm waiting for a response from them and thinking that it's gonna go somewhere, and it never actually did. And it just really didn't sit in my spirit the way that it all went about, unfortunately. So yeah, I wasn't like a fan of the way that went, but it's fine. I am where I am now, and I'm happy where I am now. I love my new job and all of that, but it's just like companies, like, why do y'all do that? Like, There's literally no need for that. There were so many applicants. There was no need to reach out to me. Like, you know, like there were so many applicants. I shouldn't have been even on the radar because they had people who actually wanted the job. And I, like, not saying that I didn't want it after they had reached out to me, because then I'm starting to like want it. And then, yeah, so, but yeah, I'm glad that I didn't like halt anything what I was working on to, like, you know, whatever. So I'm deciding on what color I want to use. Oh my gosh, these colors are so pretty. The Diamond Dew color is gorge. But it's saying that it's a topper. So let's see.
Maybe S. Don't want to use platinum? What do I want to do? You guys, this is so tough. The sparkle shades are gorgeous. Don't want to use Ice Out or Diamond Dew or what? Oh gosh, this is so tough. Let me think here. Okay, then I'm going to do Diamond Dew. No, I think I'm going to do Ice Out. I think I'm going to do the Ice Out color. Okay.
I've decided I'm gonna do the Iced Out color because it's like a bluish tone and it kind of matches my blue that I'm wearing. So yeah, that guy right here on the end, just gonna pick it up on a flat brush. So yeah, so that's where I am career-wise. I'm happy that I have a job now because you guys know I was unemployed for like a second and a half. Oh my guys, are you guys freaking seeing that? Are y'all seeing this? What in the heck? That is gorgeous. That is flawless. Oh my goodness. Oh my. I was not ready. She was not ready for that. Okay. That is beautiful. Yeah, I love it. Loving it. So enough about work. Let's get into like some other stuff that's been going on in my life. I had my annual OBGYN appointment about 2 weeks ago now at this point. And I found out that I have uterine fibroids. So I could tell about around January, I would say. Yeah, maybe like back in December, maybe January, that something was up with my cycle. And I was, and this might be TMI, so I'm sorry if you want to skip through this part, but my cycle was heavier than normal. I was bleeding through tampons quicker than typical, and I could just feel myself. And I thought I was attributing it to stress. I just was like, I think I'm just under an unusual amount of stress, which I didn't feel it at the time. But sometimes, like, you know, even if you try to keep your stress low, sometimes you can just end up being stressed without even trying. So I'm like, I think I'm just stressed. I think I'm just going through a lot and all of that stuff. So what ended up happening was that because I stopped working, I didn't have insurance. So I needed to get insurance in order to like go to the doctor and stuff. So once I got insurance, you get insurance and you have to wait a month until you can actually use the insurance and all this stuff and blase, blase, blah, and blah, 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 blah. So ended up getting short-term insurance until I could figure out what I was doing about bigger insurance policy, and now I am on Obamacare, which I am too grateful for. It is kind of expensive, but not as expensive as I thought, so I'm grateful for that. So this is a pretty blue, but I am just gonna add like a little bit of that Diamond Dew just to see kind of what it does, just like a touch. It's not really doing as much as I thought, probably because it's like real glitter. Okay, so we are done with the eyes, so we are going to move on to complexion. I am going to use the Hourglass Seamless Finish liquid foundation, and I'm gonna mix it with this Born This Way Healthy Glow Moisturizing Skin Tint. It has watermelon and apple hyaluronic acid, so I don't know what that necessarily means. I didn't realize, but I'm gonna give it a try for the first time since I got it last summer, because this foundation is pretty thick. I haven't used this in a while. And I'm gonna go in with my new Sephora 64 brush. I like to just pop it on the skin directly. Shake it up first. It's really liquidy. Okay. Well, anyway, so the smell of it, it does smell very fruity. So I guess that's the watermelon and apple kicking in there. But it's looking really, really orange, but just trust the process, y'all. So I got my insurance and everything like that, and I ended up going for my annual, and I just let her know some of my symptoms or whatever, and she just kind of was like making sure, like, are you stressed and all this stuff. And I told her, like, you know, I was thinking the same thing. She ended up booking me for an ultrasound for the next week. And what ended up happening was that I had fibroids. And it can be hereditary, which I believe mine is, because my mom did have fibroids. She had a hysterectomy around the age of 40, 42, I believe. I do remember when she had her hysterectomy surgery. So I do know that mine is probably attributed to like my genes, which, thanks mom. No, I'm kidding. But I could just tell something wasn't right with my body. I'm very in tune with my body, so I could just kind of tell that something wasn't right. So I just kind of knew that. Ended up having fibroids, and because of that, for one, I broke down and I just like cried, because I read up on it and it can be hard to have children and things like that. And I'm 28 years old and I want to have kids. I want to get married and have a family and have multiple children, and you know, that could hinder that from happening. So I did, you know, get a little uneasy about that, unfortunately. But I'm trying to just reduce the amount of stress in my life currently, and I'm taking all the necessary steps. I am reducing alcohol in my life, even though I am going to a winery tomorrow for my best friend's birthday. But I'm gonna just have like 2 glasses of wine max. But because I feel like I've been partying a lot lately, I'm just trying to reduce that as much as possible. I'm just really making sure that my foundation is blended in. That's like a major thing for me, is like make sure that your foundation is totally blended. So reducing alcohol, reducing stress, all of that stuff is just really going to... Did I get makeup on my earrings? It's fine. So all of that should help with that, so that by the time I am ready to have children, I can just kind of breathe a little easier and it won't be so like difficult. I forgot to grab a bronzer, you guys, so give me 1 second. Now I'm going in with the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer. This is the number 340. And I'm just going to pop that under the eye there. A little bit on the outer, just so when we clean up. Down the nose. And I have been doing a little chin highlight again lately. Well, actually I did it once the other day, and now I'm like obsessed with it again. I used to do it and then I stopped doing it for a very long time, and now I'm doing it again. I'm just going to spray my sponge. And then I'm going in with the Sunstruck Matte Bronzer in the Richer Rosy. I broke both my Rich Rosy and my Rich Golden, and I haven't gotten another one from MAC. So I have the darker one, so it's just gonna be, I have to go in really light with this, like a touch. These are really intense. So just like reducing the stress in my life, reducing alcohol and all of that will really help, because by the time that I am ready to have kids, which I'm hoping is in like the next year or two. I don't think I've ever had this discussion with you guys, just because I don't really talk about dating and all of that as much. As far as dating goes, I'm not really doing it at the moment. I'm just kind of focusing on myself, focusing on my friends, my family, my health, and all of that stuff, and just whatever like makes me happy. And I want love to come to me naturally. And yeah, speaking of love, I am back in therapy so that I can just kind of heal up from my last relationship. I did find a new therapist. That was on my New Year's resolution plan, was to just get back into therapy and get healed so that when I do find love again, I can just be healed and know that I took the steps for that. So if you don't know, I was in therapy from 2019 to about the beginning of 2023. So from about like June or July of 2019 till about, I would say, January of 2022. What ended up happening was I got really busy with work and all of that stuff that I stopped going, and I kind of felt as though I could kind of figure things out on my own. Like I felt as though I was kind of healed and that I was dealing with things pretty well on my own. So I ended up not going, and then by the time that I was ready to go back, which was around 2023, because that's when like another relationship of mine ended, and I was just kind of back at square one, and I just wasn't really sure what to do and like kind of what was going on and things like that. By the time I wanted to go back, my therapist was pregnant and she was not accepting any new clients at the moment. And I had a very close relationship with my therapist, and because of that, I was scared to give someone new a try. I did end up trying to go to someone back in July of 2024, so last July. I just didn't like her. Like I really genuinely did not like her. I'm gonna add like a little bit of what's left on the sponge to the top of my lip. What ended up happening was that I just did not like her. I didn't feel like she was really listening to me. And that's one thing about a therapist, is that like I like need you to like listen and like really understand me. So I just we didn't end up connecting well at all. So what I ended up doing was going back to the office where I met my first therapist, which it's like a multicultural office, and I ended up giving them a call and seeing if they could match me with a therapist better instead of trying to do it on my own. And I had my first session, was it last Thursday? Yes, last Thursday. And I had instant relief. It was so great. It was an in-office session, not through like telehealth or anything like that. And that just really gave me so much relief. I felt so comfortable with her, and like so comfortable to the point where like we hugged after. Like she told a story about how she goes out and like tries not to like, when she is out, she tries not to like, you know, be like a therapist. She tries to just like, you know, but then when she sees someone like needing something, she's like big on like hugging. She just has a warm soul, and I just really connected with that. And she listened to me so well, and it was just a great match, and I really like her, and I'm really excited that I found someone to just kind of help me through this next part of life, this next part of like growing pains. Because I remember I was going through growing pains when I first started therapy as I was exiting college, and now I'm going through a different kind of growing pains as I'm approaching, you know, going into my 30s in the next year and a half. So yeah, I'm really happy that I found a therapist to just kind of help me get through things, especially now that I have this issue of the fibroids and things like that I feel like will hinder me from conceiving a child when I'm ready to do that, but will also help me to just make good choices when I do get into dating and doing all of that and stuff like that. So I'm forever like so grateful that I found her. Like, I'm just like, because it was really hard for me to find someone, and I just thought that I was never gonna have a connection like I had with my first therapist. And I'm glad that I thought about it and was like, well, why don't I, instead of trying to find someone for myself, why not have the office where I first started in therapy, have them help me? And it just worked out, and she just felt like a warm hug, honestly. So now I'm gonna go in and set my face. So I'm using the Huda Beauty Ube Birthday Cake Easy Bake Loose baking and setting powder. Yeah, so this will be my first time using this powder, so I'm really excited to see what's good with it. Okay, then we're gonna just pop this. I'm gonna put some down the bridge and then just set the under eye like so. Wow. Okay, so you see the before, and this is the after. That is pretty AF. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Oh wow, okay. Huda, you did something with this guy. I mean, I'm not surprised, but so yeah, so I'm really happy that I am sticking to a lot of my New Year's resolutions and just working on myself and figuring things out and everything like that. And finding a therapist, it's just another step in helping me heal in the way that I need, in the way that I want and need, so that when I do find the person that I am supposed to be with, that I will be healed up and nothing will get in the way of that, at least from my end. Okay, now we're just gonna set the rest of the face. This packaging is different from her other ones, so I'm gonna have to get used to that. So now we're gonna go in with the Makeup Forever. This is the number 3 Beige Dior powder, and then I'm gonna use the number 2 Banana. I'm gonna use both of them. These are the old powders. I know they have new powders now. Haven't tried them yet, but these are just the ones that I have, so we're gonna use that. And I'm using a little bit of the 3 as it's like closer to my skin tone, and then the Banana just to brighten up just a little bit. And we're just gonna cut that contour there. So onto my lip filler. I love beauty treatments. Like, I've always loved beauty treatments. I couldn't always afford beauty treatments, but I've always said that like once I turn 30, I'm gonna get Botox, once I like, you know, whatever. But I've always been insecure about my Cupid's bow. Always. And I mentioned this in the vlog, in the part of the vlog today that I vlogged, just that I've always been insecure about my Cupid's bow, and I draw it on every single time I do makeup or whatever. But sometimes I just want to wear lip gloss without feeling like I need a liner. And now I feel like I actually can, because I have a Cupid's bow now. So I don't know how intense I'm going to make the Cupid's bow, because I do feel like I want a little bit more, but I have to let this heal first. And I'm not really an insecure person, but I love beauty treatments. Like I love that I get waxes now. Like I love that I can afford it, for one. Like to be able to get wax on a weekly basis, to be able to do my nails, my like pedicures and things like that. I need to get a facial. I haven't gotten a hydrofacial in over a year, so that's also next on my list, is to just like get a facial and keep up with that and all of that stuff. So yeah, I have always just been really into, I'm just setting like on the side of my nose, because it creases up really easily there. Now that the face is set, I'm just gonna add a little brow gel to the brows just so that powder can sit just a little bit longer. I don't like to bake too long, but just like a minute or so. I feel like I'm always filming these videos right before I go on vacation, but I'm going on a vacation next Thursday. So I'm going to St. Martin with my mom for Mother's Day. So we leave Thursday the 8th and we will be back Monday the 12th, so after Mother's Day. And I am really excited. Like, I am super excited. It's her first vacation of the year, and it's our first vacation since we went to Mexico like 8 or 9 years ago. Like, it's been so long since we've gone on a vacation together, like just me and her on an island. And yeah, so I'm really excited. Me and my mom, she is my favorite travel partner. Like, I could go to Mars with her. Yeah, my mommy is literally my favorite travel person. There was like stuff building up. I hate when it builds up. But yeah, I could literally travel to anywhere with her, and we are just like the best travel partners ever. It's like literally my favorite thing. We're gonna do some blush now, blush and highlight. I think I'm gonna go with my tried and true Faux Sure. I stopped using this after a while because I was like, they stopped making it and I didn't want to run out. So I stopped using it, but we're gonna use it today. And I kind of go in with this blush because it's just so stinking pretty. So yeah, and it's our first time going to St. Martin, and we're doing it together. So I love that. I love that we're going to a new island and exploring a place together, and we're gonna go and do our regular thing. We're gonna get like spa treatments and do all of this stuff. This is my second vacation of the year, but I have a couple of other trips planned. I have Atlanta for my cousin's wedding in June, going to a wedding in Ireland in July. So I have a lot of travel plans coming up, you guys. So if you like travel vlogs, be on the lookout because I will be traveling a lot. And then I'm going to Spain in September. So yeah, there's just like a lot to look forward to from me. So yeah, I'm really excited to share with you guys all that is coming up. And then we'll do a little bit of highlight. So I'm gonna take the what is this, the Sugar Glow Kit from Anastasia. I'm gonna take the Gumdrop shade because I just think that's so pretty. It has a little pinky in it and it's so pretty. And I'm just gonna put that down the nose, just like dust it on. It's actually pink, so it's not really looking like highlight, it's blending into my blush. So maybe I need to just add a little bit of, maybe I'll add a little bit of marshmallow on top to just actually look like highlight, just a tad. All right, then I'm gonna go back in with the Unapologetic, that top shade right here, and just pop that on the lower lash line. So yeah, that's all of like my travel plans and everything that I have going on. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of the She's Rich with, where is that? With the same thing that I used to create the outer smoked out wing. And I'm just gonna pop that like close to the lash line, just to like make it a little bit smokier. And then I'm gonna spray my face, go off camera, do some lashes really quick, and then we'll do lips and we'll be all done. So yeah, just using my Matte Fix Plus as usual. And that'll have everything kind of settle down while I do my lashes. And then, yeah, we'll come back on and finish up the look. So I'll be back in like, well, it'll be like 1 second for you guys, but it'll be like 5 minutes over here. So yeah, I'll be back. Okay, so lashes and mascara have been put on. Now we're gonna do lips really quickly. So just taking my chestnut pencil, which is getting a little low. And this is actually my first time lining my lips since I've gotten my lips done. So let's see how this goes. They still are a little like tender, so. So pretty. I love my lips. Oh my gosh, yes. I can't wait till like all the swelling goes down. Cannot wait. Then we're gonna go in with the Anastasia liquid lipstick in Pure Hollywood. It's like a really light pale pinkish color. And I'm just popping that in the center. Yep, just like that. And then we're gonna go in with the Ooh Baby from Huda, the Faux Filter Gloss. No, not Faux Filter, Faux Filler, which I actually have real filler, so that's pretty. Oh wow. Filler is a little addicting, you guys. Like, it's like, now I want it a little bit on my bottom. Okay, no, but really though. This is the finished look. I love the way it came out. I love all the products I use. I love Huda's new palette. So if you haven't gotten it, I think it's limited edition. So go out and grab it because it's so pretty. All of the shades are gorge, gorge, gorge. And I really love it. This is like a look I always do though. Like these purples, I'm just attracted to them for some reason. Like they just look so good on me, I feel like. So yeah, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed catching up with me, getting a little bit of the inside scoop of my life, everything that's going on since we last sat and chatted. I got a lot coming up, like I said, traveling and all that stuff. So stay tuned for all that. If you don't watch the vlogs, tune in. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, y'all.